Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or maybe for you. Just getting started building here this morning. See here. Squared away. There we go. So I spent some time yesterday and afternoon, Friday, working on this 3-in-1 castle. And just going to continue on this morning. I have an idea for a pretty cool intro animation for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and start working through that. The first thing I want to do is just double check my focus. I haven't here to my camera in a while. Yeah. All right. Here. There we go. All right, so I want this drawbridge to drop down and this piece to slide in behind it. Go ahead and do that now. Gotta kind of loosen this lever. It's gonna fall down. Bring this up. Not all the way. Go. Do that a few more times. That lower, a little bit lower. Back up. Yeah. Then we'll have the okay. Almost all the way down. I think a couple more frames will do. Probably good. Take a look at how that looks. A little fast, but I think it's okay. Just drop down the rest of the way now. All right. Boom. All right. Hey, hello, good morning. Okay. All right, let's start to move this panel that I have in here. I'm gonna start moving it forward a bit. Got some sticky tack stuck to it here. Get that up. So I want this panel here to move through the gate. I'm just gonna put a little sticky tack on the side and then start moving that forward. Probably like right about there. Get some sticky tack on the front too to keep it from falling over. Just a little bit will do. we go. Yeah, JLo, I think this castle is goated as well. That's pretty amazing. I'm using a program called Dragon Frame for the stop motion animation. Okay, now we're just move forward a little bit more. Oh, that's bringing up the castle. So what I'm gonna have to do, it's bringing up the gate. I'll just put a little sticky tack on the bottom to keep that stuck down. Stay up for like 1 second. Looks like we need a little bit more. There we go. Stand up. Okay, get this before it falls. There we go. All right. Let's keep moving this forward. Oh man, it's like shooting out of there. It's so fast. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit slower, I think, for here. So I'm trying to debate if I want to do all 3 builds for this video. I don't know if I have time. I really want to get to the new 3-in-1 castle that comes out in a couple of weeks, so we will see. Oh, starting to fall on me. There we go. There, oh, looking okay. Start having this angle a little bit, and it'll kind of fall down into place. Go. Starting to come together there. Now we're off the drawbridge here. Tack off of that drawbridge. And I'm just gonna use like a big wadded sticky tack on the back. I guess it'd be on the front of the panel. Get the back showing. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And that should help kind of keep it up. This to kind of like flip this way, start going this way. Yeah. Then I want to lean it back a little bit. A little. A little bit more X frame. Ooh. And then I'll kind of start falling forward. Whoop, there. Okay, and this is going to be like a big drop. Go fast like. Yeah, boom. I want it to kind of slide a little bit forward. So the fall, the momentum from the fall will give it like a, make it slide a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna get this plate tacked into place now. Just to keep it from moving, I'm gonna put one little piece of sticky tack in each corner. And that should really keep it from moving around too much. It's back into place here. Hey, Lego Boy T. My day is going pretty well. Just woke up, hanging out, building Lego. Doesn't get much better than this. How about you? Awesome, good to hear. All right, so this last frame, it kind of moved backwards, so I need to slide that forward just a bit still. Try that. I still saw a little bit of movement, so I'm gonna go for just a little bit more. There we go. Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's sometimes it's a grind for sure. What sort of content do you do? Obviously Lego. Okay, I'm just gonna create a new scene here and then we'll start adding some pieces in. Looks like we're gonna start kind of over in this far right corner. Good. Start putting some pieces on here. There's gonna be a couple of rounded plates here. I'm gonna just put those into place. Actually, probably all the front plates here, all these blue plates. Put them all in. Put a tack here. I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna start right here. Go. I guess we can place them as we get to it. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is probably the third time I've built this set. So I built it once for like one of the first videos I'd ever done. And then I went through and did all the other additional builds. And then I built this again to like do a review for that video, but I never actually finished it. And now that I have more knowledge and better equipment, I'm going back and gonna build it again. Oh, hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I think I get decent viewership for, you know, what I do and what this is, so I'm happy. I just like to hang out and build, so. Really looking forward to a lot of the August sets. Building those out and like, I think especially the one-piece sets are going to be awesome. There's a couple of really great 3-in-1 builds coming out soon. I do have a couple of Star Wars sets, but I don't know if I'll get to those. I'm not like a super huge Star Wars fan. Okay. Yeah, they'll come. Just try to stay consistent and get better with every video. You'll get the subs. Yeah, I think when I started, it took me a long time to start getting any traction. You just kind of got to learn what people like and don't like, and eventually you'll hit something that, you know, people really enjoy. I believe this section of the build is like a blacksmith shop, or like blacksmith's work area. Can't remember if this has the water wheel portion on it or not. Gonna put one piece of tack, that would be fine on there. That lines up all right. Looks good. Yeah, and I think doing what you like is important too, because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy it, or I think people will know and then not watch it. So, okay. Looks like we've got to flip this guy around. So let's see how that build portion looks. That looks good. All right, so we're gonna do like a spinning animation here. This flipped around. In there. So the app that you're seeing on the bottom is a program called Dragon Frame, and it has a bunch of features for like setting up the camera, and like you can see I have this grid here so I can see where everything's aligned. But what I used for a long time was a free software on my phone called Stop Motion Studio. And that worked really well because all I had at the time was my camera phone. The only thing that was difficult with that was keeping the lighting consistent, which is super important for stop motion. Otherwise you get that really bad flickering. Lighting is changing or whatever. Because the phone camera wanted to like auto change all the settings for every frame, and it was a battle. But it works if you're just starting out, especially. Yeah, there is that setting, but you just turn everything to manual. But what was happening to me was I would try to zoom in, and when you zoom in, it switches camera lenses, and so it resets the white balance. It's really hard to get it back to where you wanted it. So I couldn't do a lot of the things that I was trying to do because of that. So if you're ever like in Stop Motion Studio and you zoom in and you're like, why did my colors change? It's because the camera changed. That would always drive me nuts, but I think honestly I would probably still be using my phone, but it was like around Christmas time I got a bunch of gift cards, so I'm like, I'm just gonna get like an actual camera and try this, and so far it's worked pretty well. But I have a couple of videos, actually my highest viewed video, the Lego Minecraft crafting table, was all done on my phone with Stop Motion Studio. So it's possible to get good results, it's just you have to fight it a bit. And probably the single best thing that I did for my setup was getting these two lights here on the side. Those made it make a huge difference in the way everything looks. So I think phone cameras are fine. Stop Motion Studio is great. Just like lighting is very important. Lined up here. Oh, too much. No, that's going to be off, but okay, so it's slid that way. I'm going to pull it back this way. There we go. All right, excellent. All right, now we'll get started building here again. Yeah. lot of stuff to add on here. A couple of these slopes. Oh, it's further back than that. Flowers in here. Funny that the chain back there is just moving. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into them and I enjoy doing them, so I'm glad other people can enjoy them as well. I really started doing these kind of for myself because I wanted to, like, I was starting to run out of room for Lego, so I was like, well, what if I, recorded the build in some way, and then I could just disassemble the set, and if I ever wanted to see it again, then I could just watch the video. It just kind of ballooned from there. Kind of stuff going on in this next section. I'm gonna start building the forge, I believe. I think probably the hardest thing about all of this is just finding time. All right. There. Get another one of those. I had this set in storage for a long time, and all the pieces were mixed up, so I had to spend a long time, way too long, sorting the pieces out. Starting to take my spare Lego and my disassembled sets and organizing them through through bins, going by piece. It just takes a long time to break everything down. I have a bunch of sets that I'm no longer displaying, just in a bin, in a big bin. And as I get time, I'll start breaking pieces down and organizing them into smaller bins. Okay. A couple of things here. I gotta go back. Now we finished that treasure chest. Looks like there's a few pieces up here we missed. Okay, we got these. Not sure what to call these. I always call them barrels. They're not really barrels. 1x1 rounded brick. I don't know. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. I think we're all caught up at this point now. Right. Interesting. Okay. Now we've got a couple more things to do here on the forge. Okay, no problem at all. Yeah, between the new 3-in-1 sets coming up and the one-piece sets coming up, there's gonna be so many sets to build. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time to do them all. All right, so now we got kind of this weird extra piece sitting out here, probably to accommodate the stairs. Go. Throw you there and there, and I think it's about time to do a little bit of movement. I try to keep the, like, these sections where the pieces are going on down to about 70 pieces or so, because otherwise I feel like it's too long. It gets kind of stagnant. And so, like, if the instructions show a move, or if I feel like we've been sitting for too long, I try to do something else. Keep the momentum going. Okay. Just gonna like swipe just a tiny little bit. It's not a big deal. Take our time here with this. All the treasure, of course. I think part of this animation, I'll close that treasure chest too, so that doesn't happen again. Going in there, okay. Ease the movement a little bit more. It's there. Closing that too. Gotta be careful here because I don't have this tacked down. Yeah, I like how the momentum of the move is closing the treasure. Pretty good. Tack that down. Start building it. Oh, that went right back into place pretty quickly. A little bit off over here. I think it needs to. Just a hair. Kind of funky. That way. Just a hair there. That'll do. Back to a build scene. All right, so we got an anvil build here. And I just build it in place. It shows, the instructions show it as an assembly, but I think it'll be clear enough to do it just where it's at in place here. I've tried to build Lego sets, not as part of a video, and at this point, after 2 years of doing this, it feels really weird. And I can't do it. Let's go. Okay, I see. This is like, yeah, that does not go there. It like comes in sideways. Okay, I see. I see. This piece here. And sideways brick. Be interesting to keep that from moving around too much. This. I still have the footage from whenever I did this build the first time. I think I'm going to do like a side-by-side comparison in the finished video. I think it'd be cool to see how different everything looks. Go. Okay, now we have this like hammer mechanism. it? Oh, it looks like I missed something here. Yeah, I did. Okay. I'll nudge that a little bit. Go. There. Whoa. All right. Got that. That'll be interesting to try to keep steady here. Okay. You got the Technic pin and then like coupler. Here. Don't move. There we go. And then put a hammer in it. I'm just gonna push this upwards, shove the hammer in there, lay it down on the sword. That didn't turn out too bad. Okay, so now we're gonna start, looks like building up the walls around the forge and the anvil. We'll start in this front right corner here. The goal is going to be not to knock this little assembly around while we do it. Avoid that best I can. Got that there. So we're like over. So that's there, that's there. We're gonna put Sorry, I'm just a little confused. Hi, what's going on here? I don't think I missed anything. Okay, yeah, that must just be covered up by that. Okay. Moving around here. What's the technical term for these pieces? Not sure. There. Go there. Okay, now we're gonna spin it back around and work on the front of the wall. Okay. Tiny little movements at first. Kind of get up to speed. A little bit faster each time. Tack off. faster now. Our final angle is going to have this kind of curved green area on the left side. Should be good. Here. Right, just a little bit more movement to get it into place, so we'll start slowing down, using everything up a bit. Frame, I think. All this tacked down now. Find better placement for my stop motion monitor, because I'm kind of like looking backwards with my hand forward, just trying to adjust everything. It'd be nice if it was right in front of me. I have no idea how I'd even set that up. On you. There we go. That should be okay. All right. Let's see how that looks. Hey, AK. Thanks. I don't know if you mean the set or the the stream, but thank you either way. All right, I gotta move that back just a little bit. That. Okay, I think that'll do. All right, we're gonna skip forward. Not skip forward, but now jump into more building. Right. So for the animated parts, I do 24 frames a second. For the build parts, I do 8 frames a second. And then I actually convert it, the 8 frames a second, to 24. But what that allows me to do is take one shot and have each piece on the screen in the animation for 3 frames. And the reason that's important to me is because I add sound effects, and the sound effects are exactly 3 frames long for each brick click. So it helps me keep all of that organized. All right, so we've got, start throwing these pieces in here. We'll start kind of back here, work our way around. And I used to do everything just in the same frame rate, the animations and everything just together. And I started splitting them up because I wanted everything to feel a lot smoother when it all came together. So I split everything up. And so once this build is done, I'll go in and I'll add the clicks. I call it the click track. And I just like add all of the sound effects in to just the build portions. And then I'll come back after that, put the animations in the order they belong, and add sound effects to those. And then once that's done, I'll do like a little bit of color touch up and erasing things in the screen. Like if I accidentally got, you know, this minifigure in a scene, I can erase it. And or if I did an animation where I use this arm, then I can erase the arm out of the animation. And I go back and do touch-ups. And the last thing I do is like a review or voiceover. I sit down and write that and then record it. I mix all the audio so it sounds decent. And then it's done. Okay. We stopped there. Looks like we need to go way over here. Start building this way. Third, stack up there. Two barrels here before we put that long 1x brick in front of them. Yeah. Okay. Those light gray bricks here. Here. I'm excited to see for the new 3-in-1 Lego castle coming out in August. I'm excited to see how the horses are done. That's going to be interesting. Hey, Alan. I'm building a Lego medieval castle today. You can kind of see the drawbridge main castle here. This is a blacksmith area. And the end result will be a stop motion video of the build. Hey, AK, yeah, you should just do it, man. It's a lot of fun. All right, so now we have this like Technic assembly we're gonna do, and it's gonna cause, there's gonna be like a turning water wheel here, and that's gonna cause this little hammer to go up and down. And so we need to build that Technic assembly. Okay. Start here. It looks like I'm gonna stick this through here. Leave a little bit of space. Not that much. I'll put one of these Technic spacers in there. Put that in there. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna space around the other side to kind of keep everything tight. Blue piece here is going to Hit the hammer. Cause it to go. So see, like as this is spinning, it's gonna raise that hammer up and hit the sword on the anvil. Okay. Get that simple little assembly done. Through now and just work some more on the wall. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Listen, I've been midstream and then got kicked off before, so it's no big deal. I don't know if you saw in or heard me in the other chat, but I was just saying I saw your comment about wanting to start doing Lego YouTube. I was just saying, absolutely go for it. It's a heck of a lot of fun to do. Yeah, it definitely save money, live vicariously through others. Makes sense. I wish I had that sort of self-control when it comes to Lego, but I don't. Yeah, I think I'm getting to the point now where my collection of pieces is just so it's getting out of hand. I need to start doing something. I've tried to start sorting them. Excuse me. It just takes so long. It's so boring. I want to go back and watch and just see. Happy with that. Got a little wedge piece that we missed here, right on top of that. Okay, so on the side, right over here, going to be like a target practice area. Start putting that together. Whoa. Dropped a piece and it's like in a weird spot. So I actually can use sticky tack to grab it out of there. So I don't have to let the set move around too much while I'm building this stop motion. Yeah, I have similar memories, and not to mention a my son does the same thing, so. All right. I'd really like to go back to the sets of my childhood and rebuild those. There's just so much fun new stuff coming out. Yep, I agree. Stepping on it's not fun. Luckily, right now the only Lego on the floor is Duplo, so it's easy to avoid. All right, so I think we're ready to work on some of the interior details here. So I'm going to spin this guy around once again. I want to come up with something a little better than spinning sometime. But not today. I workshop some things later. Kind of easing into this motion here. Spin all the way around. So, like doing stop motion, I think the most important aspects of a studio setup is going to be lighting, like consistent lighting, and like a tripod, something to keep your camera on. If you have those two things, you can really make just about anything in stop motion, and it will look good. I'm sure I've lost pieces to the vacuum cleaner. Yes, I know what you mean. But if it's bagless, then it's probably okay. It's easy to find. It's in a bag. You're cooked. You mean like shoot the Lego figures with the BB gun? I'm sure I've done something crazy like that. Back in place here. Too much movement. Let's see. Cool. Pretty good. All right, let me get that tacked down before we move on. Sure. back up here too. Really think to get a little bit closer to the build here. Close. There we go. Yeah, no, I've definitely known kids when I was younger that don't respect the medium. For sure. Okay, so I'm gonna do a scene here for the build, but I'm gonna move the camera around a bit. Make it a live view. I'm gonna move closer because it's kind of dark. Inside of that is getting kind of dark. Move up. Move the camera down a bit. We're zoomed in. Get even closer than that. Back up and I'm gonna tilt the camera up. Center that. Okay. Kind of funky. I don't like how this line is like that. Let me raise this a bit. Sideways. There we go. There. Okay. Keep it there. Check the focus. Go. My favorite Lego set. Good question. Probably my favorite right now. I'm looking at my shelving. The favorite one I've ever built, there was like a old spaceship set from when I was a kid. I remember that year mowing lawns to earn the money to buy it. And that was my favorite one. It was like a Spirius set, I believe. Yeah, that's probably my favorite of all time. My favorite recent build, though, honestly, was the River Steamboat. That was a heck of a lot of fun. It was a huge set, but that's probably my favorite build recently. What about you? Yeah, I really want to go back now and try to bricklink some of my old sets. When I was a kid, I really loved the Islanders. They're like Pacific Islanders. Those were always really cool. I still have some of those pieces left, but Unfortunately, a lot of my old Lego was sold at a yard sale when I was in college. Likely what's going to happen, I'm going to hit this helmet about 400 times and knock it around. All right, going to build the stairs now. Go there. I think once we get finished with this layer, this level, I need a little bit of a break after that. Okay, so we got this pillar now in the middle, and also this archway. I have to check that one out. I don't remember the name exactly of the set, but I remember it had like a really thin connection in the center. And if you picked it up wrong, it would just fall into two pieces. But it had like these really cool magnetic arms. And they would pick up these pieces and you could, and it had like these artifact pieces as well. And these like translucent red and blue pieces, and you put it over the artifact and you can see different pictures on them. That set was awesome. Careful not to hit this helmet, and I hit it. Don't have a piece in here. Luckily, when I was sorting through the pieces for this set, I had some extras. I'm like, oh, I must have missed a step. So I have them in a bag, and I found the one I was missing already. Here we go. Something here. See where that is used. Yeah, I see it now. Cool. This will go here. Gotcha. Yeah, anytime I've ever sold Lego, I've regretted it. That's probably why I'm like so into it now. Because I went a long time without any. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know Duck. Not personally, but I've seen some of his content. He has a huge collection. Pretty sure he's probably got every set ever. Yeah, it's a little too cluttered for my taste, but if I had the opportunity, I'd probably do the same thing. I just have a very small basement. Yeah. I just got a small basement that I share with my cat and my home office, so I don't really have room. I'm out of shelving space now. No, I'm out of shelving space now, so that is an issue. So that's why I've started trying to like organize everything into containers. I've started buying like sorting bins and that sort of thing, and just keep the most recent sets displayed. That would be infuriating, like missing a piece and oh well, the dog ate it. Got a little brick built mouse here. Cool. Sometimes my cat will just, while I'm building here, he'll jump up on the table, but he's sleeping right now. That's about the worst he does. Oh man. It's you. I think it's cool on this set. The mouse is going after the cheese wedge. It's actually used as cheese. See that too often? Okay. Looks like we've got to spin this guy around again. Let's just see. Pretty good. Can't even tell where I completely destroyed the set. Okay. Do a spin here. I don't know. Why do pets eat half the stuff they do? Hey, hi there, Braco Taco. How you doing this morning? Okay. All right, so I'm trying not to flip this over because the helmet's gonna fly off of there. I'm trying to keep it in place. Maybe impossible, but we'll try it. Thank you, Tech. There we go. Hey, we did it. Woohoo. Okay, so keep on spinning this way. There. Start slowing that down a bit. Yeah, it's always, that's a lot of the fun for me, is seeing how like professionals handle building things. It is inspiring for sure. I don't know what it is something blocking me from building like my own ideas. I can't ever think of what to make. And so I think most of my creativity goes into creating these videos. But I would love to get better at building mocks, like my own designs. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know the best way to go about it is. It's like using the computer program to build it out first, or just, you know, grabbing pieces and going and seeing what happens. But I've just never been really good at that, for whatever reason. I guess it's a skill that, you know, you've got to practice. It's like any other. All right, there we go. Funny, like that. How long was that up there like that? A long time. Okay, well, it is what it is. Hey. Sit right over here, if I can get it in place, that is. They always fall in like the place where I can't grab them. Just that piece there. There we go. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a programmer, computer programmer is what I do for my day job. So it's creative from a problem solving aspect, but I don't do any design at all. I'm completely self-taught on this animation stuff, so. Here. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. If you need any pointers on a studio, I can share some of the things I've learned. But I'm sure everybody's space is different. So. That ain't right. Actually sits like right on the corner there. Thanks. Yeah, it's a Lego Boy T. It's coming together. Getting there. Realize like how brittle this thing was going to be. Okay. Like it's brittle until it's not. You get to a point where everything is just like locking into place. Yeah, this build is really cool. I don't, this is actually an official Lego set that I'm building in stop motion. Yeah, we were just talking about mocking and how I'm terrible at it. Yeah, this is a cool set. It's a retired set. It's a little bit older, but it is very cool. There's another 3-in-1 castle coming out soon, which I'm also going to build, and I'd really like to compare the two. Right. Because this one's considered probably one of the greatest 3-in-1 castles for a lot of reasons. think one of the big reasons is the ability to, like, if you had multiple of these, there's just like so many great mocks out there that you can build from this set. Yeah, I can see that be a problem. I work with a lot of designers in my day-to-day, and I definitely couldn't do that job. It's like you demo something and they're like, that's cool, but can we add this and this? And they don't, the clients don't really think of the implications of making those changes sometimes. It's like frustrating. But today, what you're there for, I guess. Okay, now we're gonna play the I missed something game. I have an extra piece that doesn't make sense. Okay, well that's too far back. It is what it is. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Maybe you should do like make videos for that. That would be awesome. I would watch that. That'd be really cool. Something about just learning people's creative process is interesting to me. I like to know how, musicians I like make their music and all that stuff. So that's another reason I like doing these streams, because this is the kind of thing I like to learn. I like to see people's process and know how they work. So okay. Yeah, you gotta stay in time with the band. All right. Well, I've got to head out now for the day. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. A lot of fun, a lot of good conversation today. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in, and we'll see you next time.